Good morning, sweet friends. Welcome back to another video. My name is Tawanda, and this is Tawanda's Blessed Life. And on my channel, I do decorating on a budget, DIYs, and hauls with a sprinkle of migraine enlightenment. And so today, I am going to go ahead and discuss our patio that we had installed. We had some pavers installed back in January, and we've had some problems with the install. I'm going to briefly go over the issues that we're having with it, and then I am going to show you all, not show you all, but just go over the backyard plans of things that we're going to be planning to do for this year, and then things that we'll probably do next year. I am going to briefly just go over what's going on with our patio. I'm just going to do something really quick because the part that I was explaining was extremely too long. So the gist of it is that we had the pavers installed in January. We noticed in February that there was no the grout sand in between the pavers. There was none in between the pavers. And then we had lots of like ant piles all over the pavers because there was no sand in between the pavers. And so we did have another company come out, and they said that what should have happened was before the pavers were installed, when they put down the sand, they should have also sprayed for ants to prevent ants from building on the pavers. But they also should have put the sand in between the grout lines. My husband did contact them to address the issues that we're having, because we also had an issue with on the side of the deck. It's like a hill. It goes up like this and then it goes down, and then the cracks in between the pavers for the fire pit are kind of thick, so I was actually able to slide paper through it. I'm going to go ahead and just put, as I'm talking, I'll just go ahead and put the pictures up so you all can see. And then because there was no sand in between the pavers, we also had a problem with leaves getting in between the pavers. My husband did address that with them also. They told us to keep a blower handy, and that we needed to spray the perimeter for the ants. We don't have trees in our yard, but we do have a lot of trees around our house. We do have a blower. My husband does blow. He's out here blowing weekly. But there's no grout, so of course the leaves are going to get in there. And so we kind of went back and forth with them. They came out eventually. The only thing that they did was put some sand in the pavers, and it is not a great job, so we're going to probably have to have somebody come out and redo it, or we're going to have to redo it ourselves. We are going to contact the company who came out to look at everything and agree with everything that we had problems with. And so we'll probably have them come out to make the repairs, but I am going to go ahead and just move on right now, and we're going to keep moving on with what we have going on with our backyard and our plans. So we're going to go ahead and jump back into the plans for the backyard. And so yeah, but if you guys have any suggestions, if you see anything that you think that we could fix, just let us know. And oh, and also too, they said that the fire pit could be a hazard because somebody could possibly get burnt because of there not being an insert, and because of the way the pavers are with that gap in between being so big. But and they did tell us some things that we could do. So but yeah, anyway, back to our backyard plans, because we are trying to create our backyard oasis, and so we're going to try and get as many things done as possible that we can this year. Also, there are some things that we do want to do that we're not going to get to because we're going to have to save up for those things. Let me go ahead and just show you all what we have planned. Hopefully we can get a lot of this stuff done before it gets too hot, but you never know. We worked in the heat last year, so we'll probably end up doing the same thing. We do have some weeks off in July, so we'll probably try and get the bulk of it done in July, but we're going to try and get as much stuff done as possible, like now while it's still cool and before it starts to rain. And so as of now, our goal is to get this side of the backyard done. We also need to finish putting up the gate. So we're going to have to build a gate. And let me just go ahead and flip the camera around so you all can see. And I'm going to show you all my grapevine bush. It looks, oh my gosh, it was just vines like 2 weeks ago, and now it's like flowing. So let me just show you all that, and then we're going to move on, because my husband and I do have plans of trying to get, we're going to clean up all of my garden area stuff, because we're going to move that, but I don't know where we're going to put it. But for now, we're just going to get the backyard all cleaned up so we can kind of get a visual of how we want to plan our backyard out. But yeah, so moving on to happier thoughts. And so yeah, so, and bigger blessings. So let's see what we have going on here. Okay, here is the section that we're going to focus on first. And see my grapevine bush there? We did move it. Remember, it was over here, so we moved it over here because I had put those pavers that I had in my little garden area down here, because I'm going to do like a little bistro type seating here. I did a DIY with some chairs and a table, so I'm going to place that there, and I'm going to put some shutters up against the windows, and then we're going to put that lattice there. We're going to just frame it out and nail it to the shed. But yeah, so let me turn this way. So this is what it's looking like. So we're going to put the, we have to finish putting the gate up here. And then when you walk in, we're going to do all of this area here. We talked about doing the brick, doing pavers on this side, and we're just going to do it ourselves. Now that's the other thing. We were actually really looking for a reliable company, a trustworthy company, because we wanted to do, this is our driveway. So as you can see, our driveway is quite large. So we wanted to do this gravel part and then take up all that concrete and then pave it all the way back. So now I don't think that's probably not going to happen. I don't know. But anywho, back to this. So the plan is now to, I went to Lowe's. I did a pickup yesterday. So these are the 20 by 20 pavers that we already had. So I purchased 9 of them. I tried to get all the gray ones, but they didn't have any gray ones. They only had, well, not, they didn't have them. They had a bunch of them, but they were broken. So I did an order pickup, but only 2 of the 9 that I ordered didn't have any cracks or damages, or they were damaged. So I ended up having to get 4. We went back inside. We found 2 more of the gray ones. So I ended up with 4 of the gray ones and then 5 of the like concrete colored ones. And so the plan is, now we were always going to put the tic-tac-toe game here, so I'm going to do the tic-tac-toe game here in the center here, and then now we're going to just do the green artificial grass. So we're going to do that ourselves. So I tried to ask ChatGPT to give me like a mock-up of what it would look like, and I'll insert the picture, but it's kind of not really what I was thinking, but it'll kind of give you guys an idea. So we're going to do the artificial grass. We're going to put the tic-tac-toe game here in the middle. We'll have to get it spaced out correctly, but it'll go here in the middle. And then we're going to take the rest of these pink pavers these are from our old patio that we had. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to level this out more, but we're going to have it go all the way up until about here. And then I'll put this one rock back there kind of so that it goes like that. And then I'm going to put some plants here, but then we're going to put that, the 2 chairs and the table here. And then I redid my bench. I painted it green. And so we're going to, I'm going to put, well, I'm on the fence about how I'm going to do this. So I'm thinking that I may just do, we have these cinder blocks. And so I'm thinking that I'm going to make a bench with these. So I'm going to do, I'll do 2 on top of 2. And then I have a piece of wood in our shed. We have lots of wood in our shed. So this isn't anything that's going to really cost us anything, because it's the things that we already have. So we're going to try and use as many of the items that we already have to create this backyard oasis for us. So I think we're going to take these and I'm going to line them up and do 1, 2, 3, and then lay, I think I'm going to paint this and then put the brick, the wood piece on top, and I'll stain it, and then we'll put a bench here so that when the kids are over, we'll have a place to sit there, and then they can sit here while they're playing the tic-tac-toe game. So that is the plan for this area. And then here I redid my one bench. I painted it green, so I'm going to place it here, and then I'm going to put some type of Bible verse here maybe, or something family related, or a poem or something that'll go over it, some type of picture decent size over the bench that we're going to put here. We're going to get this cleaned up. My husband already restained it. This is our furniture that goes there, so I'm going to get that all cleaned up, and I need to finish cleaning the cushions. They're in our shed, and then this is the umbrella that goes over there, so I'll get that cleaned up also, and then we'll get this area back in order. And there's a couple of different things that I want to do to it, so we just have to go in our shed and look and see what we have going on in there, because we do have a lot of stuff in there. So we're going to try and use stuff that we already have to keep the cost down on this backyard redo. And so here is our tiki bar or gazebo, and we already have stuff to enclose it. So the plan is just to take some of those that like mesh netting type stuff, or screen, I don't know what it's called, but we have some already in our shed that we got a couple of years ago, and it's been sitting there because we had planned on doing our backyard like 5 or 6 years ago. We had plans of getting the pavers and stuff done, but then our AC broke, and then we had to get a new roof, and that was the end of that. So the plan is to screen this in, and then we have my husband's coworker gave him some plywood, and so we're going to take the plywood and close in the bottom half of the back part, and then the rest of this will be all screened in. And then I think we're going to we have our table inside of our shed, so I'm thinking we're going to put the table in here so that when we have family and friends over, they can come in here and eat, and it'll be closed off from like all of the bugs and stuff. And that'll also give us more room in our shed, because we actually keep all of our patio furniture in our shed. So when people come over, we pull it out, and then when they leave, everything gets wiped down and gets put back in the shed. So that's kind of why our shed is so full. So I'm hoping that that'll give us a lot more space. And then I do have plans for the fire pit. We're going to have to see what the guy says, because we're going to have to put some type of insert on the inside of this, because there are gaps in there, and it has a fire hazard, truthfully, because if it could get really hot, and if somebody gets really close to it, they can get burnt. So we don't want that to happen. So we're going to have to figure out the insert situation, and then I'm going to be doing something with the bench, and then my husband is wanting to do something for wood, but he wants it to be somewhere where we can keep the critters out, especially the snakes. And so we're probably going to build some type of like box or something just to put the wood in. And I was thinking that maybe we could do something on both sides of this bench, and then that way we could also use it as like little tables. And then I wanted to order chairs, Adirondack chairs, to go around this, but we're going to put that off because the ones that I like are kind of pricey. And even with me just trying to think about just buying like maybe 2 at a time right now, I just don't want to put the money into it. So we do have some of the ones that came from like Lowe's that we've had for years now. They're not the color that I want. They're like a blue color, like a blue teal, like maybe like a cobalt blue color. But so I think we're just gonna go with what we have for now. And then this is just future planning. So this is what we have planned for the backyard on this side. And let me just show you all. So here you can see, I don't know if you can see, it's kind of bright out, but you can see how it goes, like it's a hill, how it goes like this and then go down. So that's kind of not like useful space for me to be able to put, because I wanted to put all of my herbs, I wanted to line them up there. So we'll have to probably find out a solution for that, or when the company comes out, they'll let us know if they can fix that. So the plan is we're going to be working on this today. And then over here where you see those cinder blocks in that post, we used to have a lot of wood, when we first moved here, but we've been here for 10 years, so we've all used it up. But this is where we used to keep all of our firewood. We're not going to do that anymore over there. We're going to repaint, well, my husband's planning on redoing the fence, and then we're going to take this part down and straighten it up because it's angled. And then that'll give us access to be able to come through the fence on this way, because we do plan on putting another shed back here to put the rest of our gardening stuff in, and then the other shed on the other side is what I'll use as my craft space. And so the shed has to be 10, I think it's 10 feet in from the fence, from both sides of the fence, so we'll have to map that out. And then I want to put one of those stock pools in, and this will be stuff that'll happen later on down the road. And then we're going to move my arch. The arch is going to go like here, so basically like when you're walking, you'll walk through the arch to come onto this side. And then I'm going to put 2 large planters in front, and my idea is to try and plant and have like a little flower garden, so I can come out here and just like pick fresh flowers to put in my house. And then we're probably going to do, I am going to throw some more grass seed down. We're going to see if it grows. If it doesn't, then I'll try, well, I think what I'm going to do is do grass seed and then throw down some ground cover and see which one works. And if not, then next year we'll save up and plan to put the artificial turf back here also. But for now, at the moment today, we're going to go ahead and work on this. So that'll probably be in another video, because this video is going to be entirely too long. That is going to be it for this video. So if you have any ideas, if you have any suggestions on the patio, we would greatly appreciate it. And so, but yeah, so that is going to be it for today's video. If you like what I'm doing, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And like I always say, be nicer, be kinder. God will love you for it. And I hope you have a blessed day, and I will see you all on Sunday. Goodbye.